how to understand women. Now let's get into it. The first thing you need to do to understand women is to get out of that relationship. Yeah, get out of that relationship and start being alone. See, when you start being alone, it's like you get a better understanding of life. You find yourself. You start to become more spiritual. You start to have an awakening. You start to become enlightened. You start to want to seek knowledge, seek wisdom about women. See, a lot of you guys are in relationships and you still having trouble with women. It's because you think that you're going to understand them by being in a relationship with them. Yeah, you can get some sort of understanding, but if you get out of that relationship and you become being alone, you become comfortable with being alone and watch and listen to other guys tell you about female nature, you're going to start understanding women a lot more faster, a lot more quicker. Because you might go through something with a woman in a relationship, but you don't understand why she's doing that or what's going on with her. Because you're in that relationship and you're so caught up into that relationship. So that frustrates you because you really don't understand women. But when you get out of that relationship and you be alone and listen to guys talk about female nature, you start to understand women a lot more. And you start to not take women as serious. I remember when I thought I knew something about female nature. I thought I knew about women. But I didn't. I didn't know nothing about women much. I didn't know much about women. So at first, when I used to have trouble in relationships and people try to tell me about it, I just used to didn't want to hear what they had to say. And that was so ignorant of me. That was so ignorant of me. Not wanting to listen to them because I thought I knew about female nature. But when I fell back and got out of that relationship, got out of those relationships and started being alone, I went MGTOW my own way and started listening to what other dudes had to say about female nature. It was an eye-opener. It opened my mind. It made me understand women a lot better. I stopped taking women serious. I stopped taking women serious. I see women, if I'm hanging out with a woman or at the club with a woman, just to have fun. Somebody just to have fun with. That's how I view women. I don't view them as this, person I'm supposed to chase. This woman I'm supposed to please financially. I don't view them as that. I just view them as someone to have fun with. Because I've learned a lot of knowledge about a woman's nature. This is how you're going to understand women. You guys need to learn how to be alone. And start listening and doing research about female nature. If you don't do research and start listening and become alone, be to yourself, learn how to be comfortable with being to yourself and not feeling insecure about it, more tough times gonna come. You're not gonna understand women. You think you can understand women by being in a relationship with them. But yes, some guys can to a certain extent, but it's emotions involved when you're in a relationship. So it kind of it kind of can overcloud your critical thinking. So it's best for you to be alone and start soaking up female knowledge. Learning about their nature. Why they doing this? Why they doing that? This is what's going to bring you to the knowledge of the truth. This is how you're going to understand women a lot more. I mean, I remember when I was so confused about women, I was just so frustrated with their nature, because it wasn't the fact that, it was always like me just getting played. It's just the fact that I just wouldn't listen to nobody about female nature. I thought I knew it all. I thought I knew how to deal with them. Because as a man, you feel like, you should have all the answers inside. But that's not true. Each one can teach one. You might know a little bit about female nature, but you go to this guy's channel and he know a little bit more. He's more far deep into female nature. He's more advanced in female nature. You might learn something new. You never know, guys. You never know. So you guys got to stop having this macho Mr. Know-It-All, because you don't. I don't know it all. And I know for the fact that the more I know, the more I realize how much I don't know. It's like the more I know, the more, the more I learn, the more I realize how much I really don't know. I thought I knew so much. But look at his experience. Listening to his experience taught me a lot more. It's so much power in being alone. I'm telling you guys. It's so much peace when it comes down to being alone. This is the only way that most of you guys are gonna understand a women's nature. This is the only way that you're gonna understand women. It's some dudes in their 40s. They just now beginning to understand women. Cause in their 20s, they ain't want to listen to nobody about women. Dudes trying to teach them about women, they ain't want to listen. They thought they knew. They thought they knew everything. And they were still struggling with women. All the way up to their 40s. But you don't want to be that guy that's still struggling with women, way beyond 40 or 50 years of age. You want to understand women at a younger age. Now, right now. Guys, step back from these relationships. Start being alone. It's okay to be alone. You can find your purpose being alone. You can find wealth being alone. You can find out who you are being alone. You can find out who women, what the tricks that they got up their sleeve when you being alone. You can find out if a woman is trying to manipulate or not when you've been alone. All you have to do is listen to other people's experiences. And yeah, you're going to learn through your experiences. But a wise man, he would have learned from another guy's experience, bad experience, than to go through that bad experience. You don't have to take the rough road when it comes down to women. You don't have to struggle with women, bro. You can learn from someone else. You can learn from a wise man. You guys need to learn that it's not all about just experiences. You can learn from someone else's experience. So you don't have to go through that. They can save you from going through that. They can save you from going through those heartbreaks. Not saying that you're never going to experience trauma. But when it comes down to certain things, knowledge is power. Knowledge and wisdom can keep you from getting hurt. Knowledge and wisdom can keep you